All right, so let's write a solution for remove. I'm going to hop over to my snippet and we'll define remove, which takes an index. And the very first thing it needs to do is check if that index is valid. So if the index is negative, if it's less than 0, or if the index is greater than or equal to the length. What do? We return null or undefined. It doesn't really matter. Just something bad. I guess you could return false too. If the index is 0, we're going to return this dot shift. That means remove the first thing. And if the index is the length minus 1, if it's the last item, then we return this dot pop. Okay, so those are the 3 edge cases. Then we have the rest of the logic. So this means if we get to this point and we haven't returned yet, it's somewhere in the middle of the list that we're trying to remove. So we need to find the previous node. So let's make a variable called previous node equals this dot get index minus 1. So retrieve the value, or retrieve the node 1 before what we're trying to remove. Then what I'm going to do is make a node, or a variable called removed, and it's going to store previous node dot next. So this is what we're going to return at the very end. We can actually just do that now. Return removed, but it's not removed yet. So now all we need to do is set previous node dot next equals removed dot next. So if we're trying to remove this right here, we find the previous node 201, and we make a variable called removed, and we set it equal to this dot next. So this is going to be in our removed variable. Then we take the previous node dot next and set it to removed dot next. So we take this and set its next to this, at which point this is out of the picture. We have it in a variable, so we can return it at the end. But we also need to, before that, subtract 1 from the length. So this dot length minus minus. And that should do it for us. Let's try executing it. Let's do list dot remove the first item. So that gives us 100. And the list now starts at 201. Let's remove from the end. Actually, let's do from the middle first. Let's do index of 2. So that should be, if we remove this, index of 2, 0, oh, that's going to be the last thing, isn't it? Okay, let's do index of 1. So that should give us 250. And it does. And if we look at the list now, it has 2 items in it, 201 and 350. Let's do list.remove the last item, index of 1. Cool, so that called pop. And if we look at the list now, it has 1 item left. Let's do list.remove the 0th item. And we look at the list, it's empty now. Try and remove something that isn't in there. That's not going to work. How about a positive number? Cool. So that is remove.